Good evening traders, it's Samurai Trader. Welcome to our recap of today's trades. As you know, my recaps are direct and raw and unedited, so excuse any mistakes we may have. So we've got a lot to cover, and I've got three markets to cover in three different videos. So let's start off with today's NQ 133 tick. So starting off with a few comments I got here. Market open very fast, and we usually see this on the NQs and on most markets, of course. The lower time frame, of course, the quicker the candles are being manufactured or appearing, the faster the market is moving. So I've got three comments here. Number one, if you're going to trade the 133 tick on at most opens, the Nasdaq, that is, scalp the market, that is, you're going to have to use market orders. Number two, stand aside, which is what I like to do. I like to trade the later in the day, except for the last half an hour. It's a great market. It tends to slow right down, providing we don't have any market announcements. So I'd like to stand aside, let it settle down for half an hour or so, or jump to a higher time frame, maybe a 233. Of course, if you're trading the ES, you're going to be up on a 550 1000 tick, up around a much higher time frame. So let's have a look, and what I want to mainly concentrate on today's recording is our with trend trades. As you hear me repeat in every training session, every recording, every webinar, every live seminar I do, I say become a master at one setup. That is, become an epic trader, become best in world at one setup before you move on to another. And even then, if you've got lots of trades, if you're kicking butt, why trade anymore? Just become an absolute expert at one setup. And the other thing is, focus on one or two markets maximum. You see, if you're trading the lower time frames, and as you know, I'm a day trader and I'm training day traders for institutions and both private traders, is that they want some sort of action. Some are happy with one or two trades a day, but some are after 20 or 30 or 40 trades a day. So it comes down to the time frame. Now on the NQ 133, you're going to, generally speaking, get a trade every 10-15 minutes. Sometimes you've got a trade every 5 minutes, as we're about to see in a moment, and you're going to be in and out. And if your profit target is like mine, which is $200 per contract per day net, if I've got a fantastic trend, I'll continue trading. But otherwise, because of my training commitment and consulting commitments, I've usually got a very short window of time frame that I can trade in real time. So let's just have a look at some of the setups and you'll see what I mean. Now for me, I'm after 4 11 tick trades a day. So what that means is 11 ticks, of course, on the NQ, that's $55. So take away $5 in commissions. I pay a little less than that, but let's just say $5, that's 50. So 4 trades a day net, I've hit my target, and my typical stop is usually 13 to 14 ticks, but I've got a very high percentage trade ratio. So we can see here our first trade just here, and let me remove this for a moment so we can just go to be easier to see. So we can see here we had a T1 appear as soon as the market opened. Basically within 1 minute we had another. So here you've got to be very quick off the market, but we can see here we've got 10-15 tick moves very quickly. So you're scalping, but you are going to get 3 4 5 tick slippage. So of course you're in and out. Now here we've got an 89 EMA bounce, one of my favorite trades. They're an 80-90% trade. I just love them on the lower time frames. So on these two trades here, if you'd have taken this, you would have been stopped on this one, I believe, if you had have used a market order, because the market's moving that quickly. You wouldn't have been filled for 4 or 5 ticks. You would have been bounced out, but you just had two very nice winners. This was a very nice winner here. And let's just move along a little bit, and here's a setup I want to quickly talk about. Even though I want to really focus on the trend trades, the T1s, which is with the trend, this is a typical T11. That is where I've got a higher low here. As my active traders know, this is a T89. Very nice winner you had there, but I'm going to stay and not talk about those today. I want to stay on two trades, a T1 T11. So here I've got a higher low signaled by the T1 signal, bang, thank you very much. Up here I've got another lower high, that's a T1 signal, T11 signal by the T1. Thank you very much. Away we go. That's a T89. As we know, that was a very nice winner. Nice double bottom, but you can see we got lots of action. I'm going to scroll along because I do want to focus on today's session for our newer traders trading with the trend, and even those traders that are really focused trading with the trend. So as you know, we are using the 89 EMA as our higher time frame for our trend direction. Let me just simplify my chart over here a little bit for you by removing the 8. We can see it here, T11. Now here I'm saying wait for the market to settle down because we are all over the place. We're only 25 minutes in and we've had that many trades, that many scalps, but you've got to be quick, and sometimes you are getting on the NQs very high slippage. Remember, you don't have too many institutions trading the NQ, so you've got a lot of smaller orders trying to get filled, which means generally speaking in fast moves a lot of slippage. Over here we've got, not only have it really is an 89 bounce we can see here, but we've also got a pivot bounce here, but I'm still saying wait for the market to settle down. Let's just scroll along a little further to here because I'm still waiting for time to pass. Now here it's about 40-50 minutes in now. Here I marked this particular trade up. I've got a zero line bounce. I love these where I've got a higher high signal by the T1, zero line cross and our platinum, and a very nice fall. Now we're starting to get some sensible market action. We've got a rollover. I've got a T11 just here. I've got a lower high signaled by the T1. Now my fill wouldn't have been till here. No, sorry, I tell a fib, it's right there. Okay, I'm waiting for my magenta to signal on my zero lag. This will just of course the zero lag keeps you out of that many losing trades. You've got to be patient. You're filled here, away you go. You've got another one here, nice T1, another T1 here, your T1 you weren't in. You've got a T1 to the short side just there, but you weren't in till here. Why? If you're following our trading rules, you're waiting for the magenta to signal the trade. Now you would have had, if you were following my trading rules, or if you had my trading plan, you would have been finished for the day, tapped out within your first hour, well and truly. But let's just have a look at a couple of points here. I'll flag back here. Now I've got here no trade. Now you can see here I've got an 89 bounce. Now what signals that? We can clearly see my 89 is in a downtrend. I've gone up, I'm bounced off my little white. It's very hard to see there. I've got a white candle plotting just there, and we bounced straight down. But the reason we didn't take that, by the way, is no trade. The zero lag is still cyan. It's got to be for a short, it's got to be magenta, and that would have saved you in that trade. As much as it fell 10 ticks, by the way, if you had have got in without any slippage, which would have been, it's still moving very quickly at this stage, you would have been stopped on that trade. But waiting for the rules, you sat that trade out. Always wait for the magenta. Here you had, and the reason I said take this, my 89 is heading down. On the platinum I've got my platinum's falling. Your entry was on this candle, and that was a very nice 30 tick move I should say. Here I've got another one here. You're in here, you stop, of course, as my traders know, you're 2 ticks above your little swing high here. You stayed in. Thank you very much. Another nice trade. And let's just keep moving down here. Here we had another one. Once again, our guide is our 89. When we start to hit the sort of congestion, what I recommend, just sit it out. And you know, the biggest thing in trading, of course, is patience. Being patient, just sitting and waiting for the trade. And when we start to see this convergence, we start to see a lot of market consolidation and market confusion with traders. So back over to here on our left. Thank you. We're in on this candle. Down you come, down you come, down you come. Now here, the reason I don't like these trades, and I recommend you just wait for, is that when you get so far out of a channel, here's our channel, when you get so far out. And let me just format this for one moment. I just want to change this where a color, let me just can be a little confusing. Okay, so with my channel, when the further out of a channel you move, is the more likely you are is to have a snapback. And you can see here it's not too far before you then have a snapback. And actually right here we can see we've got a zero line, which is another one of our trades for our experienced traders, another high probability trade, a zero line cross. We can see we've got that. We've been out of a channel. So when you are out of a channel, you move out and you see your entries, sit them out. You're really much better off doing that. Just here, by the way, let me mark this up live for you. We can see here, and let me just disable, this is confusing, ignore the bottom indicator here, but just here we've got our long-term stochastic is moving up. We've our short-term's flicked over and gone up, and this is a T10. So we've picked up if you had have taken a zero line, now you've picked up another one. Now we could go on and on. We just had a fantastic night last night, and you can just see them firing away left, right, and center. Once again, your cyan, if you follow just the trend trades, you are going to kick butt big time, and you can see them there. Bang, bang, bang. Now let me just scroll along a bit further. As my traders that I train one-on-one and my coaching clients know, in my one-on-one training, I'm continually training and talking about looking for your lower highs and high lows, the T11 setups. Why? They're highly profitable. They signal usually a short-term change in trend, which we have 2 or 3 other trades we usually take, and they're very profitable. And you can see them here signaled by the lower T1 here, and here it is here, and you can actually see the long-term stochastic is falling away. So that's a very nice fall away as well. We've got here a nice T10, see your short-term stochastic going up. You've come through, you flick back up, you've got a definite change in trend. You had a very nice, this is sort of really almost a counter trend trade, but your 89 is still heading up, as you can see here. Now your entry to keep safe was not until this candle here, and the reason you're waiting for your zero lag to roll over as well. Another 89 bounce over here on the chart. Very nice 89 bounce. Here you bounced, your entry wasn't until this candle. Why? You're waiting for your cyan. Here another T11, high low. And just before I sign off, as you know, I like to try to keep these under 15 minutes. T11s, double bottom, and let me just flick back over here a little further. Just look at all these T11, oh sorry, these T1s you've got. T1, 89 bounce, T11, etc. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and you'll be updated with, I do videos usually 4 or 5 times a week. I usually do a video on the NQs, the ES in the aftermarket, and of course the European market, the FESX. Please send these links to your friends, family, get them subscribe also to my YouTube channel. Any questions about our setups, or you'd like to find out more about my coaching services, please drop me an email. My email address is in the copy here on the YouTube channel copy section if that all makes sense. Thank you very much, traders. See you in my next video.